Hello, Otolam.
Hello, how are you? Can you
I'm
hear me?
fine. Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning to you.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
this is afternoon here in Hong Kong.
Okay. So we're about to begin the interview now.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Uh,
Yeah.
what would you like me to call you?
Hello everyone, and welcome to BookSpeak, where we bring you inspiring conversations with authors whose stories and ideas are making difference around the world. I'm your host, Emmanuel John, and today I'm delighted to welcome a very special guest. Joining us today is accomplished author, translator, and language scholar Stephanie K.L. Lamb, whose book, 50 Ways to Enjoy True Love, offers practical wisdom on building stronger relationships through communication, compassion, emotional connection, and timeless life principles. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a real pleasure to have you on BookSpeak.
Thank you. How would you like me to call you, John or Emmanuel?
Emmanuel, Emmanuel was good.
Yeah. Oh, Emmanuel, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. For those who may be meeting you for the first time, could you please tell us a little about yourself and your journey as a writer and translator?
Yes, I would like to introduce myself. I'm so very happy to speak to you here on BookSpeak. I wish you all good health and happiness. Let me introduce myself to you. I am from Hong Kong and an author of many books. I have been an author for most parts of my working life. At first, I wrote in the Chinese medium as I was born and raised in Hong Kong. Recently, I have published my Chinese book internationally, and I am going international by publishing English writings. So my books now are mostly in English. I graduated from the University of Hong Kong with an honors bachelor's degree and graduated from the City University of Hong Kong with a master's degree in English language. I have worked as a translator of Chinese and English for many years. I am most interested in the changing lifestyles and cultures of the modern world. My works cover a wide variety of backgrounds, but all of them have one thing in common. They all aim at the changing modern lifestyles and culture we find ourselves in the modern world. From my personal experience of how I resolved the common problem of conservation to the lost new civilization in the forgotten world in the past to how to cope with the coming century in the 22nd century millennials to a novel about the future world that involves an all-out war with AI. I would like to deliver the message of how we can resolve the situations humanity is facing in the modern world. I am also interested in true love and how modern people view this topic. This is the reason why I wrote 50 Ways to Enjoy True Love.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
to
this is
Stephanie.
my introduction. Yes, do you have any questions for me?
If
Hello?
you could. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, I said we would like you to open your camera for a proper video production for this interview, please.
I have already opened my camera, but you don't see me?
No, I don't.
Oh, oh, here it is.
Are you dear to Stephanie?
Okay, I don't think I can do it, but can I put it on my phone so that you can see me? Just wait a moment, please.
Okay.
Can you see me now? Can you see me now?
So, moving forward, I would like to ask what inspired you to write 50 Ways to Enjoy True Love?
Oh, today, of course, I would like to talk about my work, 50 Ways to Enjoy True Love. It all started with my remembrance of Paul Simon's song, I believe in the 1980s, called 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. When I heard this song, I felt a sense of grief over such sadness. Why does anyone want to think of 50 ways to leave his lover? Instead, why doesn't he think about 50 ways to make her stay with him all through his lifetime? Commitment nowadays seems like something distant and unthinkable, as now we believe more in casual relationships, unexpected encounters, or even one night stands. It seems today society doesn't believe in lasting relationships that give fulfillment and a meaningful life to each other. Divorces and separations are so frequent nowadays. Some people don't believe in lifetime marriages and lasting relationships. And of course, they doubt even the existence of true love. The reason behind this may be a change in people's culture and the way they interact with the world and the people in it. If people change their mindset and thinking, they will change their behavior and the way they view relationships. It doesn't mean there is no true love anymore, just the opposite. True love is just around the corner if you are serious about relationships. Some people prefer to stay single throughout their lives. If they have an encounter with love, fine. They stay there for a while and move on when things go a little bit wrong. Some people prefer to live with their loved ones for a few years and move on when they find a new target and fall in love again. Marriage seems like a thing in the past. People are less willing to get married and have children. Are they afraid to make commitments? Is this a dangerous sounding bell for a loss in the civilization of humanity for marriages and families? Is this the real reason behind all people's changing attitudes towards marriages and families? And finally, question the existence of true love that can ever just and last forever. So this is the background of my writing the book.
Thank you very much, Otto Lam. One thing that makes your book unique is the way it combines psychology with Buddhist teaching. So how do these two perspectives work together to help people build healthier relationships?
Oh, yes, I am a Buddhist, and I also do a lot of translation for Buddhist writings. As a translator, I translated mostly Buddhist writings because of my affinity with the religion. As a Buddhist, having taken refuge in the Triple Gem in the Hong Kong branch of Venerable Master Xing Yun's Bo Guangshan, Taiwan, I am well versed in the Buddha's teachings that emphasize humanistic Buddhism, which advocates the application of Buddhism in the human world in everyday life.
As most Buddhists are not monastics, they have families and work. Therefore, our style of Buddhism also stresses the importance of true love in committed long term relationships that are loving and that holds families together. Our beliefs for modern ordinary people are also reflected in my book 50 Ways to Enjoy True Love. My non attachment thoughts of love that support my life if my partner passes away before me also comes from this belief. Love is happy and carefree. When your lover is with you, you are a loving couple. You enjoy and treasure every loving moment together. When one departs, he or she stays and is alive in your heart and supports you for the rest of your life. You don't have to be sad or depressed. This is how Buddhism works for me with deep true love.
Thank you very much, Otolam. Many relationships break down because of poor communication. So I would like to ask, what are some common communication mistakes couples make, and how can they improve?
Well, communications are very important in a relationship. When this breaks down, it may be an misunderstanding. It may be because they don't really understand each other well enough, and they do not use loving language when they express themselves with one another. So sometimes the breakdown because uh, one of them may not be listening in really carefully to their loved ones. And so they don't understand what their loved ones uh, are trying to express. So if your lover wants you to listen, you really have to listen very carefully and try to understand her standpoint, his or her standpoints, his or her ideas, and his or her anger, even, and even his or her uh, frustrations or any failures that he or her is facing. So, understanding and listening is very important. And the next thing for you to do is try to uh, say good words to your lover. For example, when she describes something which is very unfortunate to her, then you should try to explain to her, I understand. You try to find out from her speech her positive intention that she wants to express. And then you first try to uh, praise her for her good deeds, praise her for her good intentions. And then you try to uh, lead her into thinking that, well, perhaps are you uh, making yourself in a bad situation because you are not jumping out from your abyss, or you are uh, being committed to your bedside thinking, or are you not very uh, into yourself, and are you not really understanding what problem you are facing? Then you try to ask her questions and then try to understand her and lead her into a positive thinking so that you can make your conversation meaningful and helpful. You don't have to give her uh, her solution right away, because sometimes even if you give your solution, she may not accept it. She may think that it is not what she wants. So understanding and listening and trying to find out what is wrong with her is most important. solution is not the key for communication. The key for communication is love and kindness and also compassion for her uh, um, um, intentions and try to find out how good she is in her speech.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Otolam. Let's talk about trust right now. Trust is one of the foundations of every elder relationships. So, how can someone build trust once it has been broken?
Oh, trust is very difficult to build up at first. When the trust is built up, it should be a very strong bond between themselves. If one of them breaks the trust, then we have to try to mend it and then try to reestablish the bond by trying to resolve their differences, the differences between themselves. We try to understand what makes the bond become vulnerable. We try to understand how we can try to understand the reasons behind why the trust is broken. And then we try to reestablish the trust by trying to uh, resolve our differences and also trying to uh, make ourselves understand each other's point of view. The trust may be something that is uh, very uh, casual, or maybe something that is just something that is not intended really. But sometimes the trust is something that is very important. So it depends on the degree of the trust that is broken. So if the trust that is broken is very serious, then it will take a very long time to mend. We have to try to uh, take time and have patience and have tolerance and try to understand all the reasons behind why the trust has been broken and to see if you can forgive that broken trust. Uh, so the most important thing is that you have to reconsider the whole situation from top to bottom and try to reconsider whether you still love your loved one at all. If you still love your loved one, I think love will find a way anyhow.
That was good. Thank you very much, Otolam. Sometimes couples don't stop loving each other. They simply grow apart. So what practical advice would you give to couples who feel emotionally disconnected?
I think that sometimes, well, if you think that passion can stay for a whole lifetime, then I think you are asking too much. So sometimes when time passes, our passion will also cool down. So when this happens, we can do two things. One thing is to rekindle that passion by trying to recreate atmospheres that are romantic and trying to give surprises to your loved ones, trying to give her small gifts and giving her small surprises like an unexpected date or trying to adventure to different places where she has wanted to go but has been unable to for many reasons. And then you try to fulfill her dreams, then she will be very grateful to you and she will accept all the surprises that you give her and the passion will be rekindled. And the second way to do it is to try to let the passion be cooled down. It's okay because um, love doesn't always mean great passion. Sometimes it may be a lifelong streaming feeling of care and love and also kindness. Sometimes you just always treat your loved one with kindness, with care, and take care of all her uh, troubles and take care of all her uh, uh, misfortunes, and also you care for all her problems. Then, when your loved one feels that she is loved in this way, she will also love you the same way. So love is also reciprocal. You have to make sure that you give out and you reach out with love and care and attention and commitment. And then you will also get this back. If not, this is not a good relationship.
Thank you very much,
Hello?
Otolam. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm with you. So let's talk about compassion right now. Compassion is a recurring theme throughout your work. So why is compassion so important in maintaining lasting relationships?
Compassion is very important because it is the best quality of humanity. We all think of humanity as having compassion, which is so different from other forms of life. Other forms of life don't have compassion, but human beings have compassion. We have compassion as well as empathy. These two go hand in hand because if we have compassion and empathy, we will always try to understand the other person's point of view, our loved ones' hurts, our loved ones' feelings, our loved ones' frustrations, our loved ones' failures, our loved ones' joy, sorrows, and dreams. And then we will uh, always feel for and so deep an understanding for her that she also feels that she is being understood, she is being accepted, and she is being seen. This is very important. And the most important thing for people to do is to be respected. And she feels respected because she feels your compassion and empathy. She knows you understand her well. Then she will be very, very happy and fulfilled. And she will feel that this relationship is very meaningful indeed.
Thank you very much, Otolam. So for singles, this book isn't only for married couples. Am I right?
No, it's for anyone who is
Okay.
looking for love.
Okay. So what advice
Maybe,
would you give?
I would like to say that it is for anyone who is either looking for love or who wants to stay single. But if that person who wants to stay single, I hope that after he has read my book, he will rethink his decision and try to look for love and reach out to find a loved one for himself. Because I think that fulfillment is in relationship. I believe in fulfillment is in relationships. So, my advice for people who are looking for love or who are not even looking for love is that we try to reach out, and you know that we need, no man is an island. No man can be alone all through his life. This is loneliness. Loneliness is very difficult to tolerate, and it is the saddest thing of all because human beings are supposed to be in a society. We are supposed to be with others. We are not just a single person. We can't survive by ourselves. So, say for instance, if you have a house, how do you have your house? You don't have a house just by clicking your fingers. It takes a lot of causes and conditions and a lot of cooperation and work of different kinds of people to make your house. Architects, builders, interior designers, furniture makers, and also and also plumbers, and fresh water that you can use. Lots of people who you need lots of people to survive. Even if you go out and have a lunch, you need to have a lot of people to serve you, to have a restaurant, to serve food, to buy food, and to cook food for you and to serve you by waiters and waitresses. So we are never alone. So relationships are so natural in our lives. So loving relationships actually are so fulfilling that they add to the meaning of our life. Other casual relationships like work partners or just people who just pass by you or just casual encounters or anything like that. They don't have the deep feeling in your heart. They don't touch you right into the deepest part of your heart, but love does. So loving relationship is so important in life. Emmanuel, Emmanuel, hello. I am. I am thinking
Yes, I
that.
can hear you. Uh,
Mm,
yeah. You spent years studying successful long-term relationships. So, was there anything you discovered that surprised you?
any any relationship that surprised me?
No, no, no. Was there anything you discovered that surprised you during your study in long-term relationships?
Oh, I would like to talk about two examples. One example is have you ever heard of a poet, an American poet and songwriter called Rod McEwen? Emmanuel,
Yes, can you come again, please?
have you heard of an American poet, as lyricist and songwriter called Rod McEwen in the 1960s?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Can you tell me about him?
Oh, yes, okay. He was a very famous uh, lyricist and poet. And even at that time, the universities in the United States, uh, the subject of English literature, uh, the students in that subject also study his poems. So he was very, very very important as a poet. And he was also very successful as a songwriter and singer. He was also a singer. He wrote music as well. He composed music and he composed songs. And he was a very talented writer who wrote about his numerous love affairs with the most beautiful women. However, almost all of his songs were the saddest. because the truth is, he was unable to truly fall in love with any one of the women whom he had loved. That was the saddest part of humanity in the modern age, where choices became innumerable and people were becoming freer and freer to love and change partners easily. His tragedy lies not in being unable to find loving relationships, but in being unable to truly fall in love with a woman for a committed, lasting relationship. This was his theme in all his creativity. Well, do you know that we have a Chinese saying? We say, why hold on to a tree when you will lose the whole forest? So this reflects why many people no longer wishes to stay with one mate in their whole lives. I believe in true love and lasting relationships because it is where we will feel ourselves most fulfilled and successful with our love affairs. So I think that uh, Rod McEwen's tragedy reflects the modern world because we can have freer choices. We are no longer committed to one another like in the past when people used to believe in marriages, long-term relationships. When we have a loved one, we have to stay with that loved one for the rest of his life or her life. But because of this freedom, Rod McEwen was too free to find the true love. So this is so sad. And my second example is me and my husband. Do you know that I have known my husband for 51 years? And we have been married for 43 years. And our love is still going very strong. Well, but when we first started, we were not so loving toward each other in the beginning. We needed time to rub off the rough edges in our individual characters and behaviors. But now, after 51 years, we are still two very different individuals with diverse interests, behavior, and personalities. However, we are soulmates who can share everything between us. We support each other. We look after each other's well being. We help each other when any one of us is in need. We do not have to check in on each other when either one of us is not around. We trust each other. Although we don't spend much time together due to our busy schedule, we treasure every moment we are together. We have said to each other, we are long-term lovers. We are lifelong partners, and we love and take care of each other all our lives. No matter what, we will be together in face of whatever danger, hardships, or glamour. We have also talked about when one of us leaves the world, the other one will know he or she will be blessed by the departed, who just wants him or her to live and on happily without the departed. To tell you the truth, we have been through everything any couple has gone through. We have seen ups and downs and sorrows and pains and have been through the roughest of times. But things will pass, and we have endured to the end out of love. My husband won't leave me for the world because he treasures me more than anything in the world. I won't leave him for the world because I treasure him more than anything in the world. So you see, these two extreme examples are what we see in this world. I think that the most important thing for us to do is to find true love and to believe in the existence of true love because true love exists only when we make it happen. If we make it happen, it will happen. We have a mindset to make it happen, then we can find true love.
Hearing from you today. If why write this book? What was the
Yes, I didn't hear you.
yeah, I said while writing this book, what was the biggest lesson you personally learned about love?
The person I personally learned about love is that uh, human beings cannot live without love, because love is something that is so fulfilling and meaningful. It makes life meaningful, worth living for, and that one should try to love oneself first before one loves another. Love is something that makes human beings different from all forms of life. We have love. We love so much that we care about the other. And we also love ourselves. We must also learn to love ourselves, which is the beginning of all love. We must try to learn to love ourselves before we can love others. And I learned that loving oneself makes oneself so strong and so fulfilled that we learn to grow and to mature and to become better and better versions of ourselves. We can become so strong that we can overcome all difficulties when we have love. This is what
Thank
I
you very
learned from.
much. Yeah, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. Well, when readers finish 50 Ways to Enjoy True Love, what do you hope they take away from it?
I think that all the messages that I want to convey, I have already said so. And so I want people to also get what I have just said, that love is so important and that love can be so fulfilling. And then we should try to learn to love doesn't come by just in a carefree manner. It is not, uh, love is not something that you can try to get uh, without a cost. You have to spend your time on working hard toward getting love. You must try to learn to love. You must try to make love happen so that you can make love stay. So it takes a lot of effort. You have to be committed. You have to be very hardworking. You have to be very tolerant. You have to be very compassionate. You have to be very kind. You have to be very understanding. You have to be very fulfilling. You have to be empathetic. You have to be very strong. You have to be very soft. You have to be very passionate. You have to be very, very, very lenient. You have to try to accept other people's flaws as well as their good points. So, one thing I would like to talk about is that our loved ones may not be perfect, and we are not perfect either. I am not perfect. My loved one is not perfect. It is this imperfection that makes perfection perfect. Without imperfection, perfect is not perfect. So we try to accept our loved ones' flaws as well. So even if sometimes we can't stand their flaws, we still have to understand that nobody is perfect. We have to try to, of course, if her flaws are so bad that it is intolerable, then you try to make her understand and make her see that her flaws are not so good, so that she will understand that she will have to improve on herself as well. I think that a loving relationship is a relationship that makes both parties grow and develop as well as improve so that we will be better versions and better versions of ourselves.
Thank you very much. That was great. So let's end this with something a little lighter. If you could describe true love using just three words, what would they be?
I love you. It, it,
Thank you very much. That was great. That was great. So, uh, S- Stephanie, before we wrap up, where can our listeners find 50 ways to enjoy true love, and how can they connect with you?
well, they can always email me at my email address. I think that they can find my email address in my book, I think. So you can all, and also I have my Facebook, Stephanie Lamb. So you
Stephanie,
can
thank
contact
you
me
so
on my Facebook as well and email
okay.
me.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Stephanie. It's been an absolute pleasure learning more about you and hearing the inspiration behind 50 ways to enjoy true love. But but before we go, I would like to ask, do you have an audiobook?
Not yet.
Okay. In BookSpeak FM, we run audiobook for authors as well. So we would love to have your audiobook
But we don't
if
have
you do not
an
mind.
audio book. No. But can you try to make it become an audio book?
Yeah, of course we can. Of course we can. We do that at BookSpeak FM. We will reach out to
Okay, thank
you about
you.
that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So to everyone listening, if you're looking for practical guidance on building stronger relationships, improving communication, and cultivating lasting love, I encourage you to pick up a copy of 50 Ways to Enjoy True Love by Stephanie K.L. Lamb. Thank you for tuning in to BookSpeak FM. I'm Emmanuel John, and until next time, keep reading, keep growing, and keep sharing your story. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Otolam.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Emmanuel. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.